Welcome back to the channel, guys. This is VIN2345. This is a 2017 083, which is ultra white, white with gold flake with LA30 red interior. Popped up for sale in the OC, Orange County, California area with 40,000 miles for $57,500. And it's been a California car its whole life. And before I jump in the rest of it, I think this one is pending. So if you don't see the car up for sale here, by the time this video goes live, this car's probably sold, so just food for thought. Production statistics: 648 out of the 2,347 cars for the US 49 were ultra white. Of those, 361 had LA30 red interior. It's like a 1 out of 10 for rarity. It's the most common color combination for these cars, white with red. 15.37% of these cars were this color combination. For 2017, 115 out of the 342 cars were ultra white, and of those, 63 had LA30 red interior. So this car is one of 63, only rare because it's a 2017 lower production year. But as far as color combinations go, this is as common as they come. Carfax, Epic VIN, and AutoCheck. Carfax shows this as a 2-owner, no accident car. Epic VIN shows this as a 4-owner, no accident car, and I don't think that's correct. AutoCheck shows this as a 2-owner, no accident car, but I think this is like a 3-owner car. And when we get into the previous sales, you'll see why. Previous sales. So this car first went on sale at Lexus of Escondido in April of 2017, $88,000 in California. Still for sale in June of 2017, still for sale in September of 2017, and it finally sold in January of 2018. So that was 9 months that this car was for sale. Very typical of what you saw when these cars were new. They didn't sell quick. Then it was listed in February of 2019 in Oceanside, California, but it had Lexus of Escondido plates on it. So I'm not sure what's going on there, but it was in somebody's driveway, like a personal listing. It was not a dealer listing. $61,000 with 5,900 miles, and it had a rear window visor on it there, and it's not in the current photos. But then it shows, I guess it didn't sell. It shows a new owner in December of 2022. So maybe that's where the Epic VIN and some of those are saying 3-owner, 4-owner, something like that. And now it's listed for sale in Westminster, California, mid-February 2026, 40,000 miles for $57,500. So now into the photos. The photos supplied are pretty typical used car dealer photos. They're kind of low resolution, so you don't have a whole lot to go on, but I'd say overall it presents very well. I do see a little bit of damage on the edges of the front bumpers, and that's very common, kind of right there. You can see that it's the lowest point in the car, and when you go over bumps and dips and curbs and things like that, that gets scratched up. And so that's nothing to worry about here, but it's just worth noting, worth pointing out. The car does look like it's lowered, and so if it's got factory springs in the trunk, maybe, hopefully, but if it is lowered, then I would make sure it has adjustable suspension links, either control arms, rear adjustable links, so you can correct the camber. So when you lower a car, the tires are going to start to do this, and it's going to wear on the insides of the tires. And that would be something I would be concerned with here. If it does have adjustable links, then it can correct it. So as it's lowered, and the links can correct for alignment issues. And if it doesn't have that, if you're going to keep it lowered, then I would definitely get adjustable links. Otherwise, put it back on stock height, stock springs. There's always somebody in the forums and groups selling their stock suspension. The window visor on the rear that was in the previous 2020 for sale photos, that's gone now. So no window visor on the rear. That was aftermarket. On the interior, carbon fiber looks great. I don't see any delamination issues. The touch points all look good. I can't get a really good view of the driver's side seat bolster, but if it maybe have a little wear on that. There's still plastic on the door kick sills, and this car does not have the factory lighted door sills, but it still has the factory plastic on them, so that's something that's kind of cool too, so they're not scratched up. This car presents very well for the photos that were provided. If you're buying this car, definitely ask for more photos, maybe a walk around video, something like that. But as far as the price goes, for the mileage, this is like spot on with what you would expect for a 2017 with this kind of mileage. Like mid-50s. And I think that it's not too far off from what I would be willing to pay for it too. But I would expect to see it 55, 56, so 57 and a half. Again, it's not too far off. Maybe you can negotiate that down a little bit. So now into the service history. This car was very well Lexus and Toyota dealer serviced. Toyota did service a lot of these cars, you know, for oil changes, things like that, especially if you didn't have a Lexus dealer nearby. I live in the boonies here in East Texas. My closest dealer is 95 miles away, so like a 2-hour drive into Dallas to take my cars to the dealer. That's why I typically do a lot of the service myself. The first entry of note is December of 2018. The JLB recall was done. That's the high pressure fuel pumps. Most of these cars have that done. September of 2020, the driver's front door was squeaking and they couldn't duplicate it, and it's probably just the seal. There's a rubber seal that's at the rear of the front fender that the door, when you open the door, it rubs on it sometimes. And so you can put like a little bit of rubber grease. It's called Shin-Etsu grease. That's what I had to do on my blue car, and it went right away. November of 2022 notes that it is an employee vehicle. And, you know, it was just there for an emissions test, but, you know, just something of note. And the information from the dealer provided said, you know, it was a director of Toyota, some executive or high up in Toyota that owned this car. That kind of jives. Southern California car when they were in Torrance, California, before they moved their headquarters to Plano. December of 2022, customer states, replace with the springs in the trunk. I would assume that means the lowering springs that are currently on the car now. And May of 2023, at 18,000 miles, front and rear rotors and pads. So this car's had brakes done all around about 22,000 miles ago. That would mean I'd probably be looking at front brake condition. Front brakes, 20 to 30,000 miles is about what you expect out of factory brakes on these cars, 40 to 50,000 on the rear. So if it had all of them done at 18,000, probably due for front brakes pretty soon if they haven't already been done. May of 2023, the TVD was serviced, including the torque vectoring modules, the differential was serviced, and the transmission was serviced. All things you love to see. So that was done at 19,000 miles. July of 2024, 29,000 miles, a new battery. And so the battery that's in it is not quite 2 years old. And the last service was at 37,000 miles, which was just an oil change in December of 2025. So what's not done? Because the car's lowered, I would check to make sure it has adjustable links. I already talked about that. Otherwise, I would put stock springs back on it. But I would look at the inner edges of the tires, front and rear, to make sure there's no excessive wear because of that. But at the same time, if it doesn't have upgraded front lower control arm bushings, then I would definitely look at doing that too. Just kind of depends on what your preference is. Do you want to go back to stock height, or do you want to leave it lowered? If it is lowered, I would definitely make sure you have the adjustable arms to correct, so you're not going through tires every 10,000 miles or less. The carbon fiber trim in this car is original, so if you're going to take it to a cold climate, I would fully expect that over time it may start delaminating, and you can send those pieces to like SMA Fabrication in Florida. You can get them redone for a couple $100, but if you replace them, and especially at the dealer, if you place them at the dealer, you're like $1,300 a piece. So you're looking at like $6,000 or $7,000 to replace the carbon fiber trim pieces just on the front 5 that commonly delaminate. The shocks appear to be original, and so the 17s through 20s had the adaptive damping shocks. They had a defective internal oil seal when they were new. Some of them leaked when they had 15 miles. Some of them leaked when they had 70 or 80,000 miles. This car has 40,000 miles. There's no evidence of any of those being replaced previously. So I would not be surprised if any of them are leaking, but it's also not a deal killer. They're not overly expensive, but there is some labor and then of course an alignment to get those replaced. The ZLZ customer service program on this car, that is the sticky, deformed, delaminating dash. There's no evidence on the service history that the dash has been replaced on this car yet. Lexus covers it 10 years from the in-service date. And so even if it is the slightest bit sticky, then it will get replaced free of charge at Lexus. The entire dash piece is not that expensive. It's like $60 or $70, but it's like 6 to 8 hours worth of labor. It only pays the tech 3 hours, which kind of sucks for them, but it's a very labor intensive job. You have to take everything off of your current dash, swap it over after you remove the dash too. But the only other thing that I would look at, as I said, front brakes and probably the condition of the tires. That's it. But transmission's done, diff is done. You don't have to worry about the 60,000 mile service yet. I would inspect the valley plate, make sure it's not leaking, and that's about it. But I mean, it sounds like it's pretty well ready to go, and accident free, 2 or 3 owners. It was owned by somebody at Toyota, probably took care of it. And I definitely think that it has the potential to be a great one. So worth pursuing if you still see it for sale. But again, I think it's pending. As I said, all the good ones always go fast. And I'm not surprised at this one, if that's the case. So that's what I've got for you guys. VIN 2345. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you soon.